good morning, everyone. My name is George, the Coach Mercado, and this is your home in the AV. Today, we have a special guest, but I wanted to, Carlos, how are you doing today?
Good morning, George. How are you?
Awesome to see you again.
Thank you. Full of energy, like always,
That's right.
Basically, we just want to give a couple updates. One of the things is we got a little over 100 agents already in the company and over 12 agents in the California area. We are interviewing and we're getting a lot of people questioning us how to get into the company. And this is a great time to get in because like I mentioned in the past episodes, that if you come in and you start bringing agents right now, you will get at least 1,000 agents for every agent that you bring in before the first 500. Today's episode is going to be about Halloween. No, just kidding. It's not Halloween, but we are going to be talking about how the process of real estate starts. And first of all, a lot of people think that real estate agents are the only person that run the whole show. And no, there's a lot of people behind. So we're going to start with, first of all, an agent. And second of all, you're going to be able to introduce our next guest. So go for it, Mr. Mercado.
So today we have someone special, someone that we work with. His name is Edgar Ibarra. He is a lender with PRMG Lending. Edgar, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, guys. Pretty cool. This is an awesome little place, huh? Congrats on your podcast, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So Edgar, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe your team?
Sure. So I actually started, not in lending, but I started in banking. So I was a branch manager at Wells Fargo for about 4 years before I got into lending. I got into lending when everybody else left. So back in 2008 with the crash that was happening, as everybody was leaving, I came in. So I didn't really get to do any of those crazy programs that people always talk about. So from the get-go, I learned how to do full doc loans, FHA loans. So little by little, I grew my business, and now I have a pretty decent team that follows me wherever I go, and the team of about 5 of us. And that's what kept me kind of busy and been top 1% mortgage originator for the last 10, 15 years, top 250 in the NAREP originator. So that's across the nation too. So we've been a pretty consistent team, and we focus primarily on first-time buyers because that's basically the people that I got into this business for. Being in the banking side, you've seen people being taken advantage of, and pobrecitos, man. Sometimes I would feel bad because, you kind of want to help people, but at that point I wasn't able to because I wasn't doing it. So now we always try to look out for the best interest of the client. So that's our primary goal.
Well, the way we go, and looks like you're going to have the chance to do those crazy loans again.
Man, it just seems like there's something popping up all the time. But our focus is first-time buyers, so make sure to reach out to me for that.
Yeah, a lot of these loans and a lot of these programs pop up. It seems like they're popping up every other month.
Yeah.
But they're meant to help buyers and get into the homes, and they're meant to help sell their homes. So
they get
they're
creative.
good things. They're good things as long as you get the right person behind you, such as yourself.
You always got to explain pros and cons of everything, and the client ultimately is going to make a decision, but based on your advices. So you have to make sure you're honest and give them the best service you can too.
So as Carlos had mentioned, that we are chronicling the life of a real estate deal. We did in the beginning, a few episodes, we did introduce some agents, kind of get their span. Some are new, some are seasoned agents. So now we are at the lending portion of what we need to do. So that's where I'm going to utilize your expertise and what your knowledge to help the people of the Antelope Valley and farther out there, because we're getting out to San Fernando Valley, LA, Santa Clarita Valley, Rosemont, California City. We want to expand this nationally if we can.
Awesome.
This is meant to help anybody who have any questions with real estate.
Great.
That's right. We're basically trying to promote not only ourselves, but to help the public up there. I remember there was an agent in the Antelope Valley, Bruce, they used to say,
the boys of the real estate.
So I'm the voice of Latinos agents.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So Can you give us a little rundown? What are the current rates and what's the market updates?
So as of this last week, well, we actually had a great few weeks before this week on a good rundown on rates. Rates came down quite a bit. I mean, the FHA rates were in the mid fives, and now they're kind of lingering up in the higher fives right now. FHA, because of the shutdown, there's a few reports that not necessarily got missed, but they weren't reported because the government agencies were closed. So we didn't get any benefit this last week to see if it was going to be helpful. But conventional rates are like in the mid sixes, depending on how many points you want to pay. But that's actually good compared to what they were about a year ago or so, where they were like in the sevens. But now people are starting to see the light. And I don't think that rates will climb as fast as people think these days. I think they're going to stay pretty stable. And like I always say, bad news in the market is good news for rates. So people don't understand that is that the markets have a bad day, stock market. Anything that comes negative with jobs and so forth, inflation is obviously a big proponent. So if inflation is lower, then that helps rates because people tend to put money and park their money with bonds that are long term. So they want to get the best yield possible before the bond yields drop. So I think that we're going to start seeing more of that, in my opinion. So we're probably going to start seeing lower rates, not as fast as people think, but they say in the next year or so we'll start seeing lower rates in the fives maybe, and so that's going to be good.
Yeah, that's excellent.
That's a great news.
Yeah, so I keep telling people just get in there, get into a house. You can always refinance. If you really love that house, you see a house that you like, that house isn't going to be there when rates come down anymore. So take advantage, get in, refi later.
So you had mentioned the government shutdown. I kind of want to expand a little bit more on that. How is that affecting your business right now?
So thankfully, most of the lenders saw this coming and they're always prepared. So the only thing that's slightly delayed is pulling transcripts if you need tax transcripts. All the other agencies that we need, other than if you need a California Fair Plan insurance for the property that you're buying, they're shut down. So that can cause a little bit of a delay there. But other than transcripts and Fair Plan, for the most part, everything else is running just fine. We're able to pull case numbers from HUD. We're able to order appraisals without any issues, go through underwriting, fund. And since we're a direct lender, we fund our own loans, so we don't have to worry about what the other banks are doing other than what we're doing in-house. So it hasn't really affected us. The only thing that affects is that we're a little stranded right now in the market because it's been kind of flat. So any news that comes out is more global than it is national. So rates aren't moving much. They're just staying stagnant until we get some more news.
I just want to touch, George, again, what Edgar say, for people to understand that when the interest rates are going down, the properties go up.
Yeah.
When the interest rate goes up, the properties come down. It's like in a scale, so you have to watch out for that. The ball's not going to come down. The ball's not going to go up together. So just keep an eye on that because if the interest rate go down, properties are going to go up.
Yeah.
Like Edgar said, probably this is the best time to get into a house right now because they can always refinance later on when the interest rate goes down.
That's a big stigma. People are waiting for the market to crash to buy a big home or, to get the best price for their home. But when the home prices, like you said, when the home prices go down, interest rates go up. So it's kind of a wash. So it's the best time to buy a home is when you're ready.
Yeah, when you're ready. And the other thing, too, is what people don't understand is that people are assuming that the houses are going to drop in price dramatically and, I can't wait for the next crash. But we also have to remember that banks these days are doing more modifications than allowing people to basically foreclose on their home. So they're going to do whatever it takes to keep the homeowner in their home. And I'm not sure if you've seen this when you're selling some of these homes. There's a lot of HUD loans behind the first mortgages because of those modifications. So they're saying, you owe me $50,000. You have plenty of equity. Let me just put that on the back end. And when you sell your house, you pay us back. Let's lower your interest rate so that it's a little more affordable for you. So now, obviously, this homeowner that was supposed to foreclose is seeing that now their mortgage payment is lower than if they would just go out and rent. So they're going to stay in their homes more,
And that's what really happening because, I'm an REO agent. And I'm not seeing that much activity for me to jump in and try to start getting all those REOs. I have a few colleagues that they do that, and they're not seeing that much activity in the banks because most likely what Edgar said is correct. That's what the banks are doing nowadays, What you said earlier also is correct. When people ask me, when is the best time to buy a home? I always say when you can afford it. If you can afford it, this is the time to buy it. Don't wait until later on because you don't know what's going to happen. And we don't have a crystal ball to tell people when to buy and where not to buy. But the best thing is buy now when you can afford it.
That's right. That's right. I can't say that enough. I cannot say that enough because it's true. Again, people are waiting for the market to crash, or they hear because their cousins, nephews, sisters, brother-in-law is dabbles in real estate and thinks it's going to do another crash. But you got to go with the industry experts and leaders and know that the best time to buy a house is when you can afford it. That is correct.
Edgar, any program that you can suggest right now that we can use to to market a little more, to get a little more activity for ourselves as agents?
Definitely a lot of down payment assistance program. You have some of your grant programs, but the one that I'm doing, and I think I still might be the only one that's certified in the AV to do, is the HOP program, the home ownership program from the County of LA. So that program is a down payment assistance program up to $100,000 towards your down payment and or closing costs. They give you this loan at 0% interest, so that obviously you can afford to get into the home, and that amount of them that they let you borrow for the down payment assistance doesn't count as a payment. So it's like your family members giving you a loan, and then you're basically putting that towards the down. So it could save you, $600-700 a month just by doing that, applying it towards your principal, or you can split it up between closing costs. It's meant for first-time buyers. So if you're a first-time buyer, this is one of the programs that you can use. It's for the unincorporated areas of Los Angeles, though. So that's where it gets a little tricky because you'd have to buy, for example, in Lake Lay, Little Rock, Quartz Hill, up here in AV. There's pockets over in Palmdale that's unincorporated between 10th West and Lake Elizabeth. It's like a community there. White Fence Farms, Bakers. That's all part of the unincorporated areas. Lona Valley, Lake Hughes. So there's plenty of places that you can use it. You just can't use it in the city of Palmdale or city of Lancaster. But this is a great program. You can actually do a rate and term refinance without having to pay off that second. So it's probably the only program you can do that with down payment assistance. And the county has funds right now. And even if you can't get the $100,000 because they ran out of those, there's also an $85,000 one that has not ran out of funds ever since I've been doing these loans. So there's always monies there that can be used. That's probably the best one that I can think of for somebody that wants to save money on their payment because you're not financing as much. And I attach it to a first mortgage like an FHA loan, conventional, VA, USDA, whatever we can qualify you that makes the most sense. So you don't have to worry about going off a special rate because a lot of the other programs, unfortunately, they have their own pricing, their own rates. This one we use regular loans on the first, so we can get people down to, like I said, in the fives on FHA loan. You don't need to have great credit. I can go down to a 580 FICO score on this program too.
Really? That was going to be my next question. What's the qualifying credit score?
Yeah, it's 580, guys. So, somebody
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to have perfect credit. It is based on income limits and household size. So if you want more information, reach out to me. I can show you the chart. But this is probably one of the better programs right now. I know everybody went crazy over that Dream for All that the state had, and the funds right now, like in 2 days.
Yeah.
The funds are available. So I would take advantage of that first.
Edgar, me and you have to talk. I have some clients for you.
Yeah, great. Yeah, get them.
They're going to be utilizing that loan.
Yeah, it's a great program to use right now.
So what is what's the best advice you can give to new home buyers?
Like you guys kind of nailed it. As far as somebody asking me when is the right time to buy, it's whenever you can afford it, whenever you can. And I always tell people, and my best foot forward is, I can qualify you for this on paper, but tell me what your super max would be without obviously you starting to have any issues. I help them budget. I see what their expenditures are, and then if they give me an unrealistic number, like somebody tells me I can only afford a $2,000 payment, but I want to buy a $500,000 house, and I was like, okay, let's look at what you're spending your money on, because on paper you're technically qualified for more. So can we cut this out, this out, this out, this out? A lot of times they say, you know what, maybe an extra $500, maybe an extra $1,000. That gets us a little more motion, getting them to play a little bit in this real estate market. But I think budget is the most important thing that I would give people advice. Learn how to budget and sit down with somebody like me that can break it down with your accounts and figure out a way to get you to qualify for whatever is available in this current market. Yeah, because most people don't want to buy 2 hours away because that's where the only place they can afford it. They want to buy in the community they want to buy.
So what I think I hear you saying is that you're willing to go through their credit history and you do probably a soft pull,
check, yeah.
and then you're willing to help them build their credit to be able to purchase the home if they're not able to at that time.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing that I can do for somebody, right? Like not necessarily be their financial advisor, but I can help them budget just so that they can afford something as an owner. It's way different to be a homeowner than it is somebody that rents for life,
Wait, do you charge for that?
Nope.
It's free?
Free.
Wow.
Awesome. See, that's all around service from, someone in the industry. That's what we're looking for. Carlos, you had something to say?
And that's what the people should know, how these programs are working. He's doing stuff like that free. Also, one of the other things is that take advantage right now that most of the buyers can ask the sellers to pay for some of the closing costs or all the closing costs.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that helps the buyers. If they can do that. So, I mean, some buyers can get in a home with less than $2,000.
Yeah, and
That's
I
what
think
it sounds
this is
like.
the market we're in, right? That it's not necessarily a buyer-seller's market, but there's willing to be the sellers are willing to be more flexible right now.
Awesome. So, is there anything in closing that you guys wanted to add?
To me, just basically reach out to us, and that way we can connect you with Edgar. He has so many different programs. He's bilingual, so that's a great thing. We are bilingual. Most of the team are bilingual, so reach out to us.
And just same, just reach out to me or to the guys. We're here to help you guys, and we wouldn't be out here if we didn't feel like this is our calling. Obviously, this is what we want to do and love to do. So reach out to us.
So, Edgar, thank you for joining us. This is a trusted lender that Team Paiz works with on a daily basis to satisfy our clients' needs. And one thing, at the end of the day, this change to energy isn't just about a new name. It's about a new vision, a vision where agents have the tools, support, and leadership to build a business that they're proud of and a future that they can count on. Also, if you have any questions about buying, selling, or investing, you could leave a message in the message and we will direct it and address it next podcast. So any questions at all, whether it's buying, selling, or investing, we will answer the questions on every next podcast. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Nice seeing you guys again.
Appreciate it,
Thank you, guys.
Yep.